I'm Christine, and this is my journey to convert this into a garden. Welcome to my Garden Odyssey. So much for Spear and Jackson forks. I think it's meant to be for women, that's why it's pink. And look what's happened, it's just snapped. Not a good start. Another nice day. Although it didn't start too well, it was pouring with rain early on, but clouds have cleared and the sun is shining, which is nice. So I'm going to grab the opportunity to do a bit more planting here. And it went well yesterday. Apart from the fork snapping, I've planted 2 more beech and 2 dogwood. So the middle 3 are beech and the outside one's a dogwood, which will fill that gap eventually. And I've got some ideas for how to fill the gaps to make it secure so the dogs can't get out. Quite a novel idea, not sure if it's going to work, but I'll do some trials on it. The other thing I've decided today, well, over the course of last night and this morning, is to do something with that area over there. And how that's come about is this is my workstation, and this is what I need to do planting. I need bamboo canes, rabbit guards, fork, preferably not broken, but in this case broken, a rake, a spade, my gloves, trowel, bone meal, secateurs, and of course the plants. And today I'm going to plant some Guelder rose. I'll come back to that. I'm bringing all that stuff out from way over there at the other side of the hedge. It's taken me 3 journeys, and it's a pain, quite honestly, and has been throughout the course of this garden renovation. And so what I've decided is I'm going to put a fence. I'm going to put a shed there, and a water shed, and I've got some guys lined up to level across there as much as possible. I've got 3 railway sleepers, 1, 2, and there's another one over there that you can't see, and I may need to buy 1 or 2 more, but the shed's going to be, or will be, 7 foot by 5 foot, so it will fit in there with a little window facing across to the common over there, and a door at the front, so it will run lengthways, 7 foot that way, 5 foot that way, just back from the hedge a bit. It's going to be so much more convenient to have all my tools there. I'll have it locked up just to be secure, padlocked up. The only downside is it's 2 to 4 weeks delivery, so I'm going to have to battle on with the trek with the tools, but that's going to be exciting to get a shed there. And now back to the planting, and I hope today I've got 4 Guelder rose left, so today I thought I'd plant those 4 Guelder rose. And what I'm thinking is to put them at the end here, which I'll show you. At the end of this hedge line, sorry about my shadow, at the end of this hedge line is a gap, a big gap, which takes you out onto the cricket field. I'll just walk out here so you can see. There's the cricket field. That's the pavilion. That's going to be coming down at some point in the next 18 months. There's my hedge line. This side of the hedge is not mine, but the hedge is mine. So then we get this gap, and then that's the hedge line for the common. But as you can see, it's a big gap. And I'm going to have a very nice rustic gate built, hand built for me by Jed up in Scotland, who does his crafts with wood. It's actually going to be a double gate, but narrow double gate, so it won't fill up the whole gap. It'll be, I think it's 1.2 meters wide, 260 meter wide gates. So there'll be gaps either side, this side and that side. There'll be gaps. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to plant just one Guelder rose here and one over the other side. Only one, because it's possible that when the guys come to remove these concrete slabs, they may possibly want to come in via this way rather than from the front of the plot, which is right over there. And if they come in via this back section, I don't want them to damage any plants that I've put in. So if I just put one either side, that'll be good. And then, I don't know why I need the matching, but somehow I do. And then I can fill the gap a bit more at a later stage. Those gates won't be coming till April time. So 2 Guelder roses there, and I'll put some more up the other two up the other end. And I won't film it, won't video it, I'll just show you what I've finished. 2 Guelders planted, one over that side, you can see the rabbit garden, and one over that side. And the only thing I found there was nettle roots and ivy roots. Much more successful trawl at this end of the hedge line, where I want to put in a couple more Guelder. There I found a clinking sort of sound when I put the fork in, and that always means metal, and it was a pair of scissors. And then there was a crinkling sound like this when I put the fork in, and my heart sank because I knew that meant it was a bag of something. It's loam, so, which is good because I could do with loam, but the downside is it's a bugger to get out, especially when you've got a disabled fork with only 3 prongs. So it's digging out time. Too difficult to pull out. Once I got the loam tipped out of the bag, I could pull the bag out, but that left me with rock hard lumps of loam. And because it hasn't got wet, it's been kept dry inside that plastic bag. It's rock hard. So as you can see, it's not going anywhere. So what I'll do is I'll drag that away so that it will then get wet when it rains, and I'll use it somewhere else, but I'll just dig the hole for the Guelder rose now. See more of these things here. I don't know what they are. So next step is pull that out of the way, dig a hole, put some bone meal in, and plant a couple of Guelder rose. Well, that plan was short-lived because I found this, which is wire. If I pull it, you can see when I pull it, the soil all around here moves. So if it's mattock time, oh well, we've got a rose planted. In the base of that hazel, you can see pieces of lime. There was a big bag of lime here. God, I can remember that. I thought it was concrete, but it was lime. I've moved most of it because it's a bit too concentrated, but I think the rest can stay. And these are the lumps of rock hard loam that I pulled out. The wire wasn't too bad. It was actually attached to a piece of wood, which was obviously a stake of some sort to support the chicken wire. So that can go along with the trawl of some plastic, piece of metal, scissors, and the bag. And there's another bag of loam here. So I think what I'm going to do today, just as a final thing, is perhaps move it around over there somewhere, perhaps over there where I planted the beech. See if I can drag it over and just empty it. That'd be good. So it's here now, and hopefully next time you see this space, there'll be nothing there. I decided not to move the bag over there where the beech whips are, because there were too many big lumps in there, so instead I dragged it over to join the other big lumps. Some of it is quite loose, but that's fine. Once the rain gets on it, the whole lot will soften up, and I'll have a little pile of loam there that I can put over by the beech whips and the Guelder rose. So another good day's work, well, a few hours work anyway. It started out absolutely freezing cold this morning, heavy frost, lovely blue sky, but now it's clouding over a bit, so before it gets warmer and starts to rain, I'm going to pot up 5 hazel, 4 hazel and 2 beech. That's 11. That's my job for today. These hazel got a lovely root system. And what's really nice is they're starting to shoot. You just have to keep them somewhere a bit sheltered, otherwise I think they'll just get set back. As these professional gardeners always say, plants want to grow, so I'm sure they'll be okay. But it ended up as 10 pots because one of the hazel, which I think is this one, had the stems were coming from the same root, so it already started to shoot as they do. So rather than split them, I put them in one pot. And I've only been out here for less than an hour, and that soil, I don't know if you can see, it's already starting to dry out. It's done in this number 3. It looks okay, so I think I'd better put some water on them. But that's the last of my whips and small trees, all planted out or potted, ready to be planted out once I know where they can go. That's a huge achievement. I bought 85 whips, and I was fortunate to be successful in a bid for fruit trees from Norfolk Council, and I got 50, which was a combination of whips and small trees. So very happy. I've got through 135 plantings. Well done, Christine. Time for a cup of tea. I'm getting a shed. Hooray! I'm getting a shed, and it's going to go over there, roughly. And it's still the old measurements, 7 feet by 5 feet. And the guys are going to have to level it off a bit and move this great big piece of wood, and they're going to use the railway sleepers that I've got underneath there. So I've come out today, because it's such a nice day, thinking, is there anything I can do to sort of start this process off? Tried moving that wood. That was a waste of time. I'm never going to be able to do that. And now I'm not sure what to do. I think this is a pile of bits and pieces, which includes a lot of glass left over from when I was doing all that glass moving, and I'm thinking it could actually go into the trench where the concrete's going to come out, but there's not enough room for it now, not yet anyway. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I guess I could light a bonfire. I might do that. I'm at the stage where I've really pretty much come to a standstill, I think, with this garden, or this part of the garden anyway. I'll see if I can do a little bit of levelling. And the problem with a bonfire, which I keep thinking about, is it's windy. But that's all hemlock, which would burn really well, even though it might be damp. It'd be nice to get rid of that pile. I think I might have a go at that. We'll see. It's so depressing. I do some raking, and what happens is I churn up a more chipboard that's rotting, more plastic bags, more glass, more glass. There's glass here. I just don't know what to do with it all. Oh, I don't know. This is a bad day. I'm not doing so good. Decided to do a burn, and it was the hemlock stalks, which burn really well. So got a good fire going and cleared that massive great pile. I'm leaving a few hemlock stalks there because they burn so well, they're useful to get a fire going. So that's going to be like my starter for the fire. But it's much better. There's a log over there which is completely rotten and wet, and I'm going to put it on there and let it simmer overnight. So I've gone from being really down about that area to turning my back on it and focusing on burning. It's been a good couple of hours work. Despite all that rain and making everything damp, I was able to get rid of a big pile of stuff there. Black sky. But at least that means the temperature's not too cold. I had a nice little parcel, well, a nice big parcel arrived today. It's a seat. See? Just a seat. That's the arms, that's the back, and the seat part. So I've got to put it together. It's a bit of an indulgence, but you're making a garden, and What do you have in a garden? If not a garden seat. It'd be nice to sit there and look at my garden and reflect on how far I've come. So I'm going to carry them out to the back garden, and I'm going to clear a space on one of the concrete slabs that's still in place, just to put it there for now. So I'll see how I get on with that. Just a reminder about these concrete slabs. There's two over on that side of the garden. There's one underneath the incinerator. There's one that's been pulled up, half pulled up here, and there's actually another one just here. You can just about see the lines of the concrete, and all that rubble is on top of it. But what I thought I'd do is see if I can clear a bit here and just temporarily put the seat there. Well, construct it and put it there. But eventually I think I'm going to put it at the back there, where that frame from the old compost bin I had is lying. But I'll need some concrete slabs to do that. But I just want my garden seat out and ready to sit on. Cleared a little patch there. Not sure how big the chair is, but I'll bring it round perhaps tomorrow. Let that dry off a little bit. Not that it's the right weather, the right time of year to be drying off, but I will. And I'll bring the piece of the chair round, seat round, and see if I can put it together. Not sure I'm going to be able to. I think I might need some help, but we'll see tomorrow. Got my garden seat all put together thanks to help from Stephen. It wasn't too difficult. It's heavy and it's really good quality, you can see. So it means that I can sit there and look out across my garden. Not sure whether to paint it. Here I am. There's my silhouette looking out the garden. What a lovely day it is. So this is my garden view. I'm so happy I've got a garden seat. So happy. Here it is. It's not in the right position, but I put it on that concrete slab that's already there. But I want it to go at the back there, further over there. But it will need levelling off and some slabs putting down for it. But until then, it's going to stay there. Don't know whether I'll paint it. I think I'll leave it as it is. It's so nice. Very happy.